Hi. So you have been a tutor for some time now. You have proven yourself to be effective in teaching and to get really good or fantastic results for your student. And then all of a sudden the burning question strikes up in your mind. Should I increase my tuition rates? And then you hesitate for a moment. Maybe I'll do it next year. So, before that burning question or the same burning question strikes up in your mind, this video will help us to consider what are some of the things that we can think about when that happens. So let's begin. Welcome back. So what are some of the reasons that we hesitate to increase our tuition rates? We are going to talk about 4 of them. The first one is the fear of losing a potential client. So we know that after all, clients will favor tutors which offers the lowest rate, right? Well, not really. Some parents is actually looking for quality education, and they don't mind to pay more. You heard of the expression, you get what you pay for? Just think about this. Why is there public schools, private schools, as well as international schools? Do all the schools charge the same school fees? If you just do a Google search, you'll be amazed by the different rates. And some of the high rates, some of the private or international schools are charged. And think about this. With tuition, it's not a fixed product. So if you think about a fixed product, for example, a can of XYZ sardine, it is a fixed product. So we might get it at $2.99 in a supermarket. And if you go to another store, a convenience store or other places, probably the price may vary to just a bit of a difference. But if you look at a service is not a fixed product, because each tutor is different. We have tutors with different background, experience, they have different qualification, teaching skill, qualities, and expertise, and so forth. So with a tutor, that's why we have different rates in the market. And with service, there is actually clients out there that appreciates quality education and they don't pay. They don't mind to pay more for that. In my personal experience, actually when the time comes for me to increase my rate, I noticed that I was able to attract some very good, reasonable customers who really appreciates the value and experience that I bring onto the table. So probably we can consider that. So the second point is that existing client may start to complain. So we know that with our existing customers, they've been so used to this rate for all this time. So obviously if we try to suggest or even propose to have a higher rate, the initial reaction would be to object. So that is just human nature, and it happens. And also taken into consideration that the client has been loyal to us all this time and supporting us in becoming a tutor. So it might be difficult for us to increase our rate at that time. So at the end of the day, all of us need to make our own decision on this. But just think about this. Are we getting more experience in what we are doing? Our teaching skill? We can consider about the cost of living. Is the cost of living getting higher or lower? And what about the value that we bring to the student? We can think about all that. Do we need to make some adjustment? It is fair to evaluate our rates. Yeah, with my experience, actually, I have to do that with one of my clients in the past, and I said to her that I just have to think about it for quite some time, and I was a bit hesitant, And at the end, I decided to have a heart-to-heart talk with the parent. I just say to her that I really enjoy teaching your children, and at the moment, this is the rate that I'm charging, as you know, all along. And I actually, this is the rate that the market is charging. So I did not try to demand a specific rate that she needs to pay me in the future. I just laid out on the table the situation and asked her to consider it. And then I left, and then the next time when I saw her, she was happy to increase the rate, and she was very reasonable. She was just fantastic. And after that, we continued to have a very good business relationship with the student and continue to help the student to achieve good results. So probably we can consider that. So the third point is the demand and supply factor. So in economics, we know that if the demand goes up and then the supply goes low, there's not many tutors around, what happens to the price or the market price, the rate, the market rate? It goes up, isn't it? What about on the other way around, when the supply goes, when the demand goes low and we have a big pool of tutors, so that means the supply goes high, then the price goes down. So in a recession, it would be understandable that not just we can not charge the same rate, not to think about increasing our rate, but even we may need to reduce our rate in order to get some business. So if that is your situation, probably you can consider this. You have your schedule right there, and you are trying to get business, and then you notice that as time goes by, you start to fill up your schedule, and then probably up to 70% of your schedule has been filled up. So probably at that time you can consider to increase your rate for the 30% of the available slots. So probably that might work for you. Some of the tutors may consider doing it on a yearly basis to increase their rate. Whatever works for you, probably that's the way to go. So, and the fourth point that makes a tutor hesitant to increase their rate is higher client expectation. They might have the thinking that if I try to increase my rate, then probably the client or the parent may expect more from me. So if that's the case, probably I'm going to get stressed and anxious. So that could be a burden. Consider this. Why not, instead of putting the attention on ourselves or being self-conscious or aware, how about we shift the attention to the student's interests? What is best for the student? If they have a higher expectation, isn't it better for the student in terms of the achievement, in terms of their academic goals? Isn't it just better for them? So we can try to look at it from the student's perspective, and probably that will be easier for us to be able to increase our rate. So at the end of the day, you have been a fantastic tutor, you have encouraged them, you have been effective, so you should be able to cope with this new challenge. So hope you enjoyed this video, and see you again next time. Please subscribe, share and like. Bye bye.